Animals possess a diverse spectrum of emotions. In the case of this rescue kitten, it displayed a persistent aversion to sleep, accompanied by continuous cries throughout the night. Eventually, the owner discovered the profoundly saddening cause behind this behavior. Join us as we unveil the underlying issue affecting this fragile feline. Throughout her life, Alana Hadley had always been surrounded by pets. As a child, her fondness for animals was profound, and she yearned for a kitten of her own. However, her father's allergy to cats meant she had to content herself with the company of family dogs, as well as the small rodents and bunnies she was permitted to keep. Having cherished various animals, Alana's heart incessantly yearned for a cat. As she matured and established her own home, she resolved to finally embrace feline companionship. Her father agreed to take allergy medication during occasional visits, as he wouldn't be present often. Alana diligently researched cat care essentials. However, her husband pleasantly shocked her by bringing home an adorable ginger kitten, rendering her overjoyed and elated. Discovering the kitten at a local shelter, he immediately sensed that it was the ideal feline companion to surprise his wife with. Little did he know that this furry addition would seamlessly integrate into their family, becoming a cherished member for many years to come. They loved that cat, and he made all of the dreams that Alana had as a girl come true. He was a cat that loved her more than anything. He tended to be aloof with most people, but as soon as Alana would lie down or sit to work on her computer, the cat came to cuddle with her. It was a special bond, but then he got sick and passed away. It was a lot sooner than they had hoped, or that the family was ready for. Alana's heart was broken. She mourned for her cat for more than a year, but she missed having that little body next to her while she was doing her work. After a while, she felt ready to start searching for another cat, but then she had a dog, and that was one of the reasons why she wanted a kitten. She wasn't sure if her dog would be able to adapt to an adult cat. A kitten would be easier to incorporate into the family, but it isn't that easy to find a kitten that is up for adoption. So Alana went to several shelters in her area and gave them her name. If they got a kitten, they would call her and she would be able to adopt it. She didn't have any criteria besides that she would take any kitten that she could get. She just wanted a cat to love, but she would have to wait for one a little while. One of the shelters where Alana gave up her name often got calls about animals that they needed to rescue. One call came from someone who saw a box with kittens left at the side of the highway. The family couldn't stop because they had small children in the car, but they wanted to make sure that the kittens got saved. Some of the shelter personnel went out into the side of the road and they found the box. Inside there were two little kittens cuddled up together, a little boy and a little girl that always seemed to remain touching each other. They took them back to the shelter and gave them a vet check. The little boy, a ginger kitten, had a bit of an eye infection, but they would eventually be able to take care of that. Both kittens had fleas, but the vet was easily able to sort that out too. They made sure to keep the kittens together in one cage so they would have company and to make sure things didn't change too quickly all at once. They also let those on the waiting list, including Alana, know that they had two kittens that would be up for adoption soon. The kittens had to get completely healthy before they were ready to go to their forever homes, but at least their new families could come to visit them and meet them. Alana got to meet the little ginger kitten, who they called Aries, and his sister, who they called Aphrodite. Aries reminded Alana so much of the cat that she had lost, and she immediately fell in love with him, which was a good thing, since that was the cat that the shelter had assigned to her. Aphrodite was also super cute, but she was promised to another family. So it looked like both of these kittens were going to get their forever homes and their happy endings. Alana couldn't wait for the day that she would be allowed to bring Aries home. The family got everything ready for the cat to come home. They got him a cat bed and plenty of toys to play with. They set up his litter box and even a scratching post. All they needed after that was the kitten. Finally, the shelter phoned and let Alana know that Aries was ready to go home. They couldn't wait to get him, but the kitten didn't seem to feel the same. At the shelter, Aries was a playful kitten that chased the little ball that they showed him and loved to interact with the family, but that completely changed when they got him home. He didn't want to play with them at all. All he wanted to do was cry all day and all night long. They tried everything that they could think of to make him happier. They bought him a bunch of soft toys to cuddle with at all times, but he showed no interest in them. Then they bought him a teddy with a microwavable heating bag inside. They hoped that he would feel like something was close to him when he slept at night, but that didn't work. Aries just climbed out of his bed and lay on the floor crying. The family also tried to let him sleep, cuddled up against them, but not even this made any sort of impact on the tiny kitten. He was so unhappy they didn't know how to help him. Alana tried to carry him close to her all day, but he just kept on crying. It was breaking all of their hearts. They hoped that he would eventually get used to the family and stop crying all the time, and they did see a little bit of improvement. He finally went to sleep after a few weeks. They were grateful, but they also realized that it was likely just exhaustion that helped him sleep, and not because he was less depressed. He still cried from the moment that he opened his eyes in the morning until they went to bed at night, and he wouldn't allow them to comfort him at all. It was a sad thing to hear his pitiful crying all day long. After they had had Aries for about a month, the shelter phoned them to find out how Aries was doing in his new home. Alana had to tell them the truth. Aries wasn't doing well at all. He was miserable, and the family wasn't sure what they were going to do about it, but something that the person from the shelter said got to Alana. For days afterwards, she thought about the conversation, and every time she came to the same conclusion. Alana thought she knew why Aries was acting in the way that he was, and it was completely heartbreaking. So, she went back to the shelter to share her findings with them. She had realized that the heartbreaking reason that he was acting in the way he was lonely and he missed his sister. Alana knew that they couldn't give him his sister back, but she thought that getting another cat would be able to help Aries. That was why she contacted the shelter to let them know that she needed another cat. And then she got some incredible news. Aphrodite was never adopted. She was supposed to go to her new home a few weeks prior, but the new owners ran into a few difficulties, and after pushing the adoption for a while, they had now realized they couldn't take her. She was back up for adoption, and they knew just the perfect family to take her in. Alana was ecstatic. She was convinced that reuniting Aries and his sister was going to solve everything. They went to pick Aphrodite up the very next day. They took Aries with them so that he could see his sister as soon as possible, and the reunion was incredible. The two of them wouldn't stop playing, and both of them were really happy. Now they both cuddle with Alana and her family, and they are thriving. Both of them are happy, and they will never be separated again. I hope you liked this video. Please give us thumbs up and consider to share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.